All right. In preparation for this, I have some pictures that I'm using in a thumbnail for Tuesday. And my understanding is I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to cut out an object from that picture and make the rest transparent and make it the right size to fit into something else. Is that about right?
What I need to do is remove the foreground, turn that area transparent, and then trim it down to size, top, bottom, and size. Just reduce it like the trim function in Photoshop, where it trims it to the nearest pixel and makes the smallest feasible image after the cut.
Am I working from a file that you sent me, or am I just working from any picture?
I could send you a file that I'd like to use as a test file if you want.
Okay.
Should I put it in the chat or should I email it to you?
Just email it to me. That'll be fast.
Okay, there we go. Thank you for taking the time to tutor me in this.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this is fun. I don't have it yet. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so I have a seal and an eagle. Cool.
Either one.
We'll just do both.
Okay.
Okay. Copy and let me put these somewhere I can read them. Paste.
Do you have to do a file load, or can you drag and drop them onto the screen?
Yeah, I haven't tried the drag and drop thing, at least in a while. So let me try it. I'm going to grab the eagle logo and drop it in. All right.
Wow, that was easy.
Okay, so that's one of them. I'll come back to the other one. So I'll just do one at a time.
Yeah.
All righty. In this case, this part of the white is this white in the center we are going to keep. We're only looking for the outline all around here. So the tool I want to use is called Fuzzy Select.
Yes.
The select by color would select it wherever that color showed up. The fuzzy select is going to do it by contiguous shape. So I click in the white part of the area, and you'll see that the selection is all of this the ants crawling around the edges. Do the ants come through the video? Very good. So that's the white part that's selected. Now, I go over here and I notice that when I loaded this, it's in bold. And bold in GIMP means that it doesn't have an alpha channel. It's only a 3-channel, red, green, blue. So I'm going to right click here and say add alpha channel. Alpha channel is how it talks about the clear part. So now it's no longer in bold. So now when I press delete, which is erase.
Okay, I recognize that checker pattern.
Yeah. The next thing I'm going to do, I want to get rid of the...
Before you go any further, let me ask a question here. In Photoshop, there was a number between 0 and 255, and that was like the tolerance. And is there
over here
somewhere?
Right? Over here, sorry, on the left. See how I have anti-aliasing edges? That means that the edges are a little soft. Feather edges, that means the edge would be fuzzy. In this case, we want a sharp edge. Select transparent areas. So even if it's partially erased or partially transparent, it could still be selected by the color or not. So if you already erased something, could it be part of the selection? Sample merged means that you're looking at multiple layers at a time rather than just one layer. In this case, we're only dealing with one layer. So
do that. Yeah. I'm never going to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Right down here, you see the threshold. Right now it's set at 15. And that's just a maximum color difference of 15. And let's see, the threshold probably, the threshold goes to 255 or down to
So what's a good number for that to make sure we get a good clean edge?
In this case, because this isn't like an actual picture of something that's a gradient like paint on a wall, anything at 1 would be enough. All the white is the same white. If I were taking a picture of a mural on a wall that had a white paint as a background, well, there's still going to be a gradient because of the shadow on the wall. And so if I clicked on one side, I would see it would select and it stopped selecting over here. So then if I click in the middle, maybe it'll select further and I can adjust that threshold to make sure I get it all. Or I might select not getting it all and then manually add in the selections for the rest of it.
If I increase the threshold number, is that saying give me more broad colors of white, or is that narrowing it?
Yes, it's from wherever you clicked. It takes the color sample at that point, and then starts to grow an object in 2 dimensions out, as long as the color difference between that point and the edge is not more than 15 on a scale of 255.
Okay, so 255 is the broadest of the gradient. Okay, I get it. Okay, good. I want to know what
you select and you collect everything. There's no matter. There's almost nothing to exclude. Like 254, you might get white versus completely black.
I get it. I just want to understand what is increasing that number due to the selection. Okay, I get it. Okay, good. So that we're halfway there. Now I just need to know how to trim and save it.
Good. So I want to get rid of the ants that are crawling around there, because right now the selection is the whole thing. And I can use that. I can say edit. No, I'm sorry. Select none. Which is, I usually use Shift Control A because it's fast. So I get rid of the ants. Now I have select none.
Okay.
And then at image, I'm going to say crop to content.
Got it. Ah, beautiful. And now to export.
Yep. So now I'm going to save this image as, oh, sorry, I'm not going to, I'm going to save an XCF file.
But don't we want a PNG file?
Yeah, we do. The XCF file is the GIMP's own native format. You won't actually need that unless you wanted to go back here and edit. It'd be much easier if you jump into here than to import a PNG.
Yeah.
But that's optional. So now I'm doing a PNG, and you can't see this window where I'm typing because of the way the share is working. But it's an export image, and it allows me to and it just says PNG. So I'm taking the defaults and just pressing export and taking the second default, which is like, how much effort do you want to spend compressing? And now I will grab the email and reply with, okay, I think it was in downloads we were working, and the PNG file. And I might as well send you the GIMP file as well. Okay, so there's the first one, sent. I'm going to close this. Close.
Well, I don't really need these converted. I just use these as samples. But I see the process of the menu choices, and it's pretty easy. So I get it. That's great.
Yep. So you want me to do the other one?
No, I mean, unless it's some different process. But that looked really easy and very straightforward. I mean, that's as easy as what I was doing.
Okay.
And even the magic wand icon looks very familiar.
So I would like you to share your GIMP window and do the other one for me.
Okay, sure enough. Hang on just a second.
I'm going to close my GIMP window, which I think means I'm going to stop my
okay, and how do I share? What present?
present.
Okay.
And then when you have present, you have like different windows you can choose, or full screen.
So I'll share
whichever you want.
Yeah. Okay.
It isn't as important that I have real good vision on it because I know right where you're pointing. So even if you like shared your entire screen and the type is tiny, that's not going to mess with me.
Okay. I'm clicking share screen, and I guess it's spinning the cursor. I guess it's doing some waiting to get it out to you. Yeah. Okay. How about now? Are you seeing my screen?
There you are.
That's not good. Okay.
There's the screen. Sure. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to file open and okay, let's see what it does. Okay. So I want to come here and say add alpha channel. And then I come here and magic wand delete, and then image crop to content, and then file export as JPEG is already there. That's good.
Right. You want a PNG.
Yeah, I want PNG. So I just type it. I don't have to specify it.
I just say .png, and it knows the difference between the formats.
Okay, and should I just say export and take all the default values? Okay, I could
the default values are fine for PNG.
Okay, so now let's do this. Is what I like to do after I've done one of those. Is this is going to look silly, but this is just how I check my work. Is I just to one of these, and I go and pick up. Yeah, let me just go pick up the image. And the CLPNG. And then if I do this, wow, that's a pretty clean edge. I'm seeing a little bit of markup around the perimeter. I wonder if I should have changed that value to something closer to 100 or something. Might have cleaned that up. Does that make sense?
Yes, it would. Okay. If you change that threshold, it will be more aggressively trimming into the black line. So black line will become thinner and there will be less white on the edge of it.
Okay, well, let me try that real quick.
Yeah.
Open file, and let's bring this in again. All right, and this time I'm going to raise this to, I don't know, let's put it to about there and see what happens.
Okay. If you want to, you can zoom in while you're here, going in like 200% and look at the edge. Well,
oh, really?
Yeah. Sure.
How would I zoom in?
It's on the lower right, down underneath your picture. But you're looking at your own screen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I see. It's down in the lower right. Yeah, I don't have a cursor that you can see.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you found
it. Okay. Hey, that looks a little better. Let's save this out. Let me hang on. Let me go back to this. All right. So image, crop to content. This is so easy. File, export as PNG, and we'll make this CL2. Export and export. Okay, now now if I do this and do that, hey, that looks better. It looks a little better. Let's see if it stands up to size. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so that was the answer. Okay, well,
there you go.
I can do it. Okay.
There you go. There you go. I was going to end up showing you something a good deal more complicated than you needed. So thank you for taking the reins on
Yeah, that was just fine. I don't know why I'm not seeing you anymore. Is there something I need to do different here?
Oh, am I fading out?
Hang on a second. Hang on. No, hang on a second. I know what I didn't do. There you are. Okay.
Oh, good.
That's all I ever do with wiping out and making it makes for very nice placement in PowerPoint and print if I can wipe out the white rectangle that would have been the background. So yeah, that was magnificent. Thank you so much. Very easy. Cool. Yeah. Was there anything else you want me to see in this? I mean, that's all I ever do with this.
My initial plan was to look something like this, and I'll just describe it without going through the details.
By the way, I looked up the difference between a GIF and a PNG file, and those two seem to be the only formats that support a transparent background, but it looks like the PNG file is a more thorough format.
Yeah, there's fewer compromises in doing that. So now what I just did was open as layers. So I just opened up 6 pictures that go into a single document. And if I turn off the layers one by one, you can see 6 different pictures of Fanny posing for a thumbnail. And at some point, I'm going to add an alpha channel, like you see to here. And then I would use a different tool, the scissors select tool, to start selecting parts of her. And notice that it's intelligently following the lines in the picture.
Yeah, it's using something to get there. Yeah, and it's not just drawing straight on the perimeter.
So I'm going to zoom in here a bit while I'm messing. And now I touch the space bar and I can move the whole thing. So I touch the space bar and I can move the whole thing. So I can grab this line and just pull it up. And
stretch it
and it will it'll grab a new attempt. I can also edit this dot to be a bit more out here and touch the edge of the glasses and cut in here. And I'm going to give her a little haircut there just for not that much.
This is interesting. This is very AI work going on here, not just drawing straight dot lines.
Yeah, it's paying attention. It's content aware and is doing a decent job of working out.
All due respect to the developers, but boy, for freeware, this is some pretty fancy programming.
Oh yeah. GIMP is the shit, man. This is such an extraordinarily good example of.
Has this been around
where
now?
open source works? GIMP has been in some format for at least 12 years.
Oh, so no wonder I'm seeing such a developer. This does not look like version 1.0 of anything.
Oh yeah. GIMP is extremely mature, and it's very stable, and it runs in Linux, Windows, and Macintosh.
Sweet.
And probably Maytag washer. It'll run on your smart fridge. Unfortunately, it doesn't run in Android. There's not a GIMP for Android. You've got to have a bigger PC. Bit of a drag. That's okay though.
It does the big thing I wanted it to do, which makes me plenty happy.
Yeah. So, bing, ding.
Oh, by the way, when this is over, when you press stop, I can give you some preliminary findings. I got data regarding the summer performance of the interns. I can give you, if you want, I could tell you now, but I don't want this.
Yeah, let's not confuse things with things that have time and news. Just to say that's something we talked about on a live stream.
I've done calculations.
Ooh. Okay. So now I've got this outline.
Yeah.
And I press enter, and now it becomes a selection.
Oh wow, that's an interesting perimeter.
Yeah. So I have a couple of ways I can do this because I've got her selected. Before we were selecting the white area outside the object. So
right,
we would
you can
directly
revert
delete
the selection. Yeah.
Right. So in this case, yeah, select invert and
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well,
now
she's ready
now
to
I've
go
got
to the
something.
green screen.
Yeah, now I can just what I'm planning to do is pop her up through a virtual hole in a table, like she's sticking out through a hatch, and there's a table between us.
Oh, you can put her anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And I've got a couple of different ones, and as you see, the time it takes to cut these out is relatively straightforward.
Yeah, it's like paper dolls.
Yeah, and so then I can just this next one, and if I get a clear indication that one of these is just not going to be in the final, I'll just delete the layer. And when I'm done, I'll have a few different views so that I can try things in the next layer.
Yeah.
Well, does this one work better? Does this one work better? Does this one work better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ability to grab an irregular object is remarkable.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to create in my I'm going to create a document in my documents folder, Fanny Fists, and that's and I'll work on that later when I'm ready to create the thumbnail. And that's in this case, I'm not showing you exporting a separate PNG, but there's something about that you're missing. And I'm also not going to plan to crop down to the size, because this is actually going to become something bigger, specifically, 1080p size.
Right. Mine was very specific need. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you much. So if we both wave, the broadcast ends.
Bye. Thank you.